Good day everyone at the Pan-African Congress of Radiology and Imaging in Nairobi. My name is Dr. Rahel Kasamali and I'm a Specialist Registrar in Diagnostic and Interventional Radiology in Birmingham in the UK. Alongside my clinical work, I have a special interest in IT systems and radiology enterprise. My parents were born in Tanzania, and because of this I've always had a goal of returning to Africa to work in the medical field in some kind of capacity. And I've always been interested in building ongoing relationships with hospitals across Africa. I'm really sorry that I can't be at the conference in person, but my FRCR exams are fast approaching and I wasn't able to get leave. But I hope that this virtual presentation is able to convey a few salient points, and the fact that I'm doing this talk virtually will further secure some of the things that I'm going to talk to you about over the next 10 to 15 minutes. I will now switch over to my slides, however you'll hear my voice in the background and hopefully you'll still be able to pick up everything that's going on during the talk. My talk today is entitled How Can Teleradiology Improve Subspecialist Reporting in Urban and Rural Areas of Africa? As I believe that it is possible for every human being on Earth to be able to access excellent healthcare, in particular excellent imaging. However, to achieve this we are required to think laterally on how we exactly deliver this. I would like to start by telling you two of my favourite quotes. The first one is, "The best way to predict the future is to invent it." And the second one is, "If you always do what you always did, you will always get what you always got." It's a known fact that there is a shortage of radiologists worldwide. This is usually measured as a number of radiologists per 100,000 population. And in the UK, this figure is approximately 5 radiologists per 100,000 population. The shortage is significantly more apparent throughout Africa. However, as we all know, imaging is now at the heart of modern medicine, and a lack of trained radiologists to deliver a good service leads to a number of misdiagnoses. In addition, it's very apparent that the concentration of radiology specialists is around the capital cities or big cities, which means that in the more rural areas, they do not have access to high quality imaging reports. It is therefore extremely important that the radiologists in Africa are very general radiologists rather than being subspecialists, but this poses a problem when the complex cases come along. There is one invention that since the 90s has really taken the world by storm and changed the way that we do everything. The world has become a smaller place, and now we are one big community, all because of the internet. And that is why I can sit in my office in Birmingham in the UK and deliver a presentation to in excess of 500 people from all across Africa and further afield. In business, it's not uncommon for work to be outsourced internationally. Companies use websites such as Freelancer or Fiverr or People Per Hour to get all sorts of design work, websites, admin, or anything like that by people anywhere on the globe. The field of medicine has, however, been slightly slow to follow in these footsteps. But the potential for telemedicine to provide care to every person on the planet is exponential, and further progression means that all these services can be provided via phone 3G data connections, and it's now really easy to compress data so that it can be sent over very low bandwidth. Even though the technology and systems are well established to be able to provide high quality healthcare to everyone in the world, it takes innovative people to use the resources available to create a great service for humanity. In the UK, innovators are already developing services to deliver high-quality healthcare to people in their homes, and we need to use these models to replicate these services in the context of radiology to deliver high-quality radiology imaging to the whole of Africa. And there are organisations that can help with this, such as RadAid, who I know is present here today. The best telemedicine service that I have seen created by innovators in the UK is a service called Babylon. And this is something that allows you to see general practitioners or specialists via your smartphone, via video consultations. This means that whether you're within London or in the Highlands of Scotland, you can still receive good quality healthcare. The next question is, how can we translate these innovative systems to clinical radiology? And the way that we can do this is via teleradiology. The teleradiology systems are already really established, and there's a number of different softwares that you can use. But the key to it is universal. Normally, you will receive DICOM images from any type of scanner. These are then sent to a central hub or data center, and these can then be linked to a number of different areas via a low bandwidth internet connection. What this means is wherever the images are taken, they can be shown on a PACS viewer anywhere in the world, normally within seconds. Furthermore, a radiology information software can be integrated into this so that reports can be written and then returned to the clinical team that have asked for these. What this means is that even if a hospital has a CT scanner or the facility for plain films, they don't necessarily have to have a radiologist on site to report these. The images can be transferred via a satellite in the best situation, but also can be transferred via a normal secure internet line, or alternatively via a mobile phone 3G data connection, which can transfer low bandwidth images quite easily nowadays. The two modalities of imaging that I see as most useful in very rural areas is plain film imaging and also ultrasound imaging that can be carried out by sonographers, but if they are unsure about what they've seen, these images can still be transferred to clinical radiologists to give their opinion and help with the diagnosis. It may be more reasonable for people to be trained as sonographers or ultrasound technicians than to have to bring a radiologist into an area to deliver diagnostic services. What this does is makes more efficient use of current services and means that the radiologists in the urban areas do not need to be brought to the rural areas. In fact, the images from the rural areas are brought to the urban areas for reporting. The next question is what methods can be used to implement this? The Royal College of Radiologists has been pushing for networking of hospitals in the UK, which means that there is one pot of radiologists that serve a number of different hospitals. And what that means is that for subspecialist reporting, each hospital does not require a subspecialist, but one subspecialist can serve a whole region. So in Africa, it could be that a slightly larger network is formed. It could be a national hospital network where all the imaging is pulled into one area and reported, and multidisciplinary team meeting can occur in the bigger centres. It's also important to develop relationships with the tertiary centres for subspecialist reporting and for second opinions, as this is also a form of learning. There could be a central hub of radiologists that are in one area but cover a wide area. The other alternative is for work to be outsourced, and using links with developed countries, it could be possible that second opinion could be sought from tertiary hospitals in Europe or in America or even somewhere in India. What I would like to do as a radiologist in the UK is build links with the directors of radiology departments throughout Africa so that we can create a relationship with tertiary centres and so that subspecialist opinions can be given on any imaging if it's able to be transferred via teleradiology systems. For all of us, this is a win-win situation as it provides a subspecialist second opinion service, but in addition it provides UK radiologists with teaching of unusual cases that they probably don't see very often in England but would experience throughout Africa. If there are rural or urban health clinics that are keen to set up teleradiology services, the software solutions are very established and these can easily be found by even just going onto Google and searching for teleradiology software solution. And really it's just about finding a provider that suits exactly what you're trying to deliver. Most of these software solutions work on a pay per month or a pay per scan report service, which means that if you're a low volume centre, you can set it up on a pay per scan service and it doesn't work out too expensive. In general, it is definitely more financially beneficial for smaller health clinics to have a teleradiology service than to employ a full-time radiologist to deliver this diagnostic service. The benefit of teleradiology services is not just for the rural hospitals. In the urban hospitals or bigger centres, a teleradiology service can mean that your CT scanner or MRI scanner can be utilised to a much better capacity. You could start offering imaging that previously wasn't available. For example, you may be able to use your CT for CT coronary angiography or CT colonography, or for HRCTs. Alternatively, you could start delivering an MRI service for prostate, small bowel, or arthrograms by being able to use the scanner in the correct way and then sending the images for subspecialist reporting. In addition, there is a lack of paediatric services throughout Africa, and this is something that can also be utilised via a teleradiology service so that patients can receive the best possible care, especially in the situation of complex cases. Introducing subspecialist services via teleradiology in your hospital could mean that patients can have a diagnostic scan in their small town or city and not have to travel to a large tertiary centre in the capital city, which makes a hospital a lot more attractive for patients. The IT systems for teleradiology is a huge topic, and I could talk for hours about this, but really what I wanted to do is just give you a flavour of what is possible and to try and spark some of those innovative people around to develop some of these services. So what I would say to you now is that everyone here needs to take action. The first thing is to look at your radiology service and identify specific areas of need. The next thing is to develop IT systems to support these areas of need in a cost-effective way. This is a fantastic forum to form a network of subspecialist reporters, and this could occur locally or internationally so that there is a bank of subspecialists who can deliver second opinions on the unusual scans that you come across. And really, the aim is to deliver high-quality imaging to the whole of Africa. It's possible that within just 2 years at the next Pan-African Congress of Radiology and Imaging, there could have been significant advances in radiological imaging and the delivery of imaging to rural areas across Africa by building these networks. The reason that I'm giving this talk today is that I'm really passionate about building links with radiology departments across Africa to improve the standard of imaging worldwide. The way that I can help you all or the directors of your radiology departments is threefold. The first thing is that I am really interested in data collection, and I would like to carry out a project to learn a bit more about the radiology departments in the different areas of Africa. Anyone who is interested in being involved in a data collection process can drop me an email or get in contact with me, and what I would do is send you a questionnaire to collect all this relevant data. I can then share all the information regarding this back with all the participants so that we can see the variation of radiological practice across the different regions of Africa. In the UK, the radiology community is very small, and what that means is that the network of doctors in the UK is very close. With that, I am able to help in the formation of international links for second opinion services in subspecialist imaging, and if anyone is interested in that, please do get in contact. Thirdly, as I mentioned at the start of my talk, I have a special interest in IT systems and radiology enterprise, so if anyone has any specific questions regarding teleradiology softwares or how to set up a teleradiology service in your hospital, please do get in contact. I would like to say a big thank you to you all for coming to listen to my talk out of the fantastic variety of talks available at the Congress this week. I look forward to hearing from as many of you as possible, and following this you'll see a slide with my contact details. Feel free to contact me via email, via Twitter, or via my LinkedIn profile. And I'm sorry I'm not there to answer any questions in person, but I will make sure that I get back to any communication I receive. Thank you again and have a fantastic conference.